Good morning. Well, I don't know about you, but last week's sermon left me with a lot to think about and some big questions to process. We looked at Exodus 19 and 20, where God gave Moses the commands. Yeah, all right, here they come again. Yes, where God gave Moses the 10 commandments. And actually a lot of other commands and laws as well. And according to somebody who counts these things, God gave the Israelites 613 laws through Moses. For the previous 400 years, the Israelites had been slaves in Egypt. They had no law of their own. But then God freed them, and so now God was giving them instructions on how to get along with him and with each other. Along with giving the laws, he frequently reminded them that he would be their God and they would be his people. So right from the start, the law had this relational aspect to it. He would be our God and we would be his people. The laws included ceremonial, judicial, and moral laws. So one question is, which ones of those were culturally specific for them and which ones apply to us? So clearly we don't generally follow all those dietary restrictions anymore. And men are happily and with clear consciences shaving their sideburns. Yeah, no kidding, right? But we all agree that murder is bad. So here's a message God sent through his prophet Jeremiah. And this was about 1,000 years or so after he gave Moses the law. Through Jeremiah, he said, "The day is coming when I will make a new covenant with the people of Israel and Judah. This covenant will not be like the ones I made with their ancestors when I took them by the hand and brought them out of the land of Egypt. This is the new covenant I will make. I will put my instructions deep within them. I will write them on their hearts. And get this," he said, "I will be their God, and they will be my people." That's still his desire. In Jesus' day, the Pharisees were very concerned about keeping the law. And for good measure, they even added many laws of their own just to kind of embellish things and make sure they were really impressing God. And they often criticized Jesus for not keeping the law as they understood it. One Sabbath, as Jesus was walking through some grain fields, his disciples were breaking off heads of grain and eating them because they were hungry. But the Pharisees said to Jesus, "Look, why are they breaking the law by harvesting grain on the Sabbath?" Jesus responded with these words, "I want you to go what this means. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices." He was quoting an Old Testament prophet. So again, the relational part matters so much to God. When Jesus was teaching the Sermon on the Mount, he said, "Don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or writings of the prophets. No, I came to accomplish their purpose." And on another Sabbath, Jesus went into the synagogue and noticed a man with a deformed hand. And he noticed his critics were there watching him. Jesus said to the man, "Come, stand in front of everyone." And he turned to his critics and asked, "Does the law permit good deeds on the Sabbath? Is this a day to save life or to destroy it?" But they wouldn't answer him. He looked around angrily and was deeply saddened by their hard hearts. And he said to the man, "Hold out your hand," and it was healed. This built the faith of a lot of people watching. But the heart response of the Pharisees was that they went away and plotted how to kill Jesus. Is this okay? Back to the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus also said, "I warn you, unless your righteousness is better than the righteousness of the teachers of the religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." What did he mean? Well, here's another message from a prophet, also before Jesus' time. Isaiah said, "These people say they are mine. They honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me." God cares about our hearts, about transforming us to become like him and teaching us to care about what he cares about. And that's why Jesus said our righteousness needs to be better than the righteousness of the Pharisees. Another expert in religious law was trying to trap Jesus with this question: Teacher, which is the most important commandment in the law of Moses? We know Jesus replied, don't we? He said, you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. The entire law and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments. This is what God desires.